Hello, hello. Welcome back, my gorgeous friends from the internet. How are you doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. And today I'm going to add to that wonder just a little bit, but I will. And so we walked along for quite some time, and we've discussed about going from a dream to finding a purpose, building a business model around it, understanding finances, and building a network. And today we are going to discuss about monetizing with help of that network. Finally selling and harvesting, reaping what you sow. So I hope you're excited, and if you are, let's see. I'll see you after the intro. Welcome back. So, in the last video, I talked about networking and about, being kind and being helpful and building genuine and human relationships with people and building a network. While that might have sound interesting to some of you, it might also have it would have sounded too idealistic to others. And because you would be thinking some of you would be thinking, how would it be possible to build a real audience when you try to build genuine connections with each and every one of them? And and that's a valid question. But sometimes people just see, if you help one person and if 10 people are watching you helping that one person, they're impressed by you just by watching. So you don't really have to help every single person, but you just have to be kind, and you have to be authentic, because all it takes is someone putting one snap or one WhatsApp video or one Facebook video, one tweet, and it would bring your real colors out. So you would have to be authentic, and you have to be genuinely interested in helping others. And but at the same time, it's not necessary to really touch lives of a million people in order to earn significant amount of money. For example, the editor of Wired magazine, about a decade ago, published an article in which he speculated that internet would be bringing these new opportunities for artists and individuals and entrepreneurs to monetize by cutting the middleman, by cutting the powers that are controlling the economy, by selling directly to the consumers. And so what he suggested is this: let's say if you had 1,000 true fans, and a true fan he calls is someone who's genuinely in love with what you are doing, and not in a romantic sense, but is really fascinated about what you're doing, and he would be willing to pay pay in exchange of getting that value out of whatever you're doing. So he says if you had 1,000 customers, and if you each one of them just paid you $100 per year. So it's not a big amount, $100 per year. It's a relatively small amount. So 1,000 multiplied by 100, you would have 100,000 US dollars per year, doing what you genuinely love doing. And I think it's a very good living for most people if you are earning that sum by doing what you love and by loving what you do. So that's one thing. But I believe some of us might or might not have, we might be working in a niche where it would be hard for us to get even 1,000 true fans in the beginning. So, let's extend this example and this mindset a bit further. Now, let's say if you had 100 true fans instead of 1,000. Now, how much would you need from each one of them to get to your 100,000? You'd need 1,000 from each of those hundreds to reach your 100,000. So that's possible if you are in that micro niche, and then you are an expert in your field, and if you are really delivering the value. But at the same time, many of us might not need 100,000 in the beginning. So that's also one thing worth considering. But the question would also emerge that we would not have 1,000 or even 100 true fans suddenly. We would have to give them some, we'd have to devise some way so we can gradually build trust and build that loyalty. And that's what we are going to discuss today. Because not all of your followers or subscribers would be your true fans. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So not all of your followers and subscribers would be your true fans. And that's not a problem, that's an opportunity, because that's how you take them and you convert them. So imagine that you're a company. Think of yourself as a company, and just create a value ladder. And what's a value ladder is it's a ladder where it's just a structure, it's just a way of thinking in which you are providing different values to different segments of customers. So you just have someone on the internet looking for some information. They come to your YouTube, they come to your blog, and they are getting this free information out of you. And that's a free user. They're not paying anything, but that's the way you gather attention. That's how you get people's attention. And then let's say you are sharing something, right? You are talking about, let's say you make guitar lessons, and you have like a 7-day guitar challenge for for newbies, and you get them started from zero to some level of expertise. So you put that challenge out for free, but you get their email in return. So you see what's going on. It's someone who's absolutely stranger, and now suddenly you have their email. And let's say you had 100,000 viewers on a video, and let's say 1,000 of those would come to your course, free course. It's a freebie, but you get their email in return. And why email? Because nobody really changes their email. I personally have an email which are 10 years or 15 years old. And there are people who have even older emails, because we never really change our email address unless we just lose all the information. We no longer remember it, we no longer remember the password. But other than that, people always have their email. And in email, you're really getting in touch with them. You're really giving them some customized offer. and people are really in a buying mood if you have delivered, if you have done your homework, if you have delivered some value until now, until the point of selling. So that's one of the most important, these are some of the most important reasons for collecting the email, because people never really change their email. So now you had, let's say you had 100,000 people on your YouTube, you brought them to your course, let's say 1,000 of them joined for the course. Now, they completed that challenge, and, let's say now you had another course, which was, for $100, and now you are selling them much more advanced stuff, not for complete beginner, but for the people who already learned from you somewhat, and they've liked your teaching style. They have liked how you teach, they've liked how you explain the concepts, and they've liked the quality of the content, because it's also really important. So let's say, out of those 1,000, 100 of them join for that course, and so 100 of them are already paying you 100. So that's already 10,000. But some of them now would want to learn even more, even further, and they want to become real expert as you are. That's what got them inspired into learning in the first place. So you can give them like an add-on plan or package where, let's say you have another advanced course, it's for $500, but when they buy that $100 course, you're giving a 20% discount or something like that. Or, of course, they can buy it later for 500. So let's say 50 of those would buy that course. So 50 multiplied by 500 would be 25,000, right? So you're already earning 3,500, and from just one video that had 100,000 views. Now, not all videos would have 100,000 views, but also you won't have just one video. You would have multiple videos. You would be talking about multiple content, and not just limiting yourself to videos. You would have blogs, you would have Pinterest, you would have Instagram, right? You would be having all these streams. You would have people, you would be teaching people in person. If it's really your passion, you would be teaching people in person. Maybe you come up with an original album, so you might be earning from Spotify. I don't know how that how earning from music precisely works. I can do some research into it, but I'm just giving these ideas, right? Because each business is unique, their model would be unique, but the ideas are universal. So, but you see what was happening, that we took someone from an absolute stranger, strange visitor of our video, just a viewer, and we made them first a consumer, a free consumer, by providing a freebie. Then we sold our core content, our core product, our core service, and then we even prompted them, with an offer to sell our premium service, our premium product, our premium content. So in that way, we are taking them through a funnel, and we are filtering them, in some way. So this could also be seen as a sales funnel, where you just have some people with vague interest, and then you are converting them to your premium users. And that's wonderful, because that's how you sell them. Like, you cannot sell something expensive when people barely know you, and they've barely tried your products and services, and they have barely any experience about about using your products or services. So each company has these kind of introductory offers. It might not be free, but it might be very, very cheap. uh, That's why companies like Sony, who like to sell high-end products, that also make cheaper products. Or let's say Nike. Nike makes much of their profit from their high-end shoes. You know, uh, the funky ones. The ones the true fans would buy. But then they also have these cheaper shoes for people who have never tried Nike and they want to try Nike and they want to wear Nike without paying the price, without paying premium. But that's how they acquire customers, right? Let's say you remove that. Now people are either in or out. You have given them no option to test the waters. And and making a decision, a purchase decision, is very difficult. It's almost traumatic for most people because money comes. It's very hard to earn money for most people, not for us, but for most people. And spending it takes a minute, takes a second, and and then there is this guilt and responsibility associated with spending money in the wrong way. Because it takes most of us a long time to earn something, but it can be spent in a fraction of a second. Just one button, just wrong, click, and you would just one wrong decision, and you would spend all your month's earning. So there is this trauma, there is this fear associated with spending money, and so it's our responsibility as entrepreneurs or as salespeople, because right now we're talking about sales, to make that transition easy, to help customer make a decision, arrive at a decision on their own without pushing, but by providing kind of a slope, in an ingenious way, but not by using high pressure and you know um, high pressure and highly manipulative techniques, because that might get you customer once but they won't really like you. Like how many of us really like door to door salesmen, or you would even say even call someone a car salesman as an insult. So I think those are some of the most hardworking people, but sometimes they do use these manipulative and pressuring and time sensitive, all those techniques. But we don't really need to do that all the time, and we might avoid them, as much as possible. Would of course depend upon the industry, would depend upon, there is a time and place for each of these things, but in general we would just avoid them, and we would want to help them. One would have to we would want to facilitate them to arrive at a decision on their own. And that's how this funnel works, because you funnel and value ladder are actually intertwined, because the higher they are on the value ladder, the deeper they are in the funnel. And so this facilitation is very, very important. But there's one thing even more important than the facilitation, which is delivery. Because if you promise something and if you over deliver, right, uh, that's then they are really impressed with you, and that's how you gain loyalty. So now you are turning that sales funnel into sales flywheel. And what it does is, let's say, every time you'd have to make a new video to attract new customers. And then you bring them in and they go through the funnel and they come out, but they never come back. What's happening? Each time you would have to create new content, you would have to maybe push ads, you would create an advertisement campaign over and over and over again to get new customers in. And your customer acquisition cost would be very, very high. So let's say, for every dollar earned, you are spending 50 cents on advertisement. You're still earning 50 cents, but that's not a very sustainable model in the long run. Because if you want to earn $2 million, you'll have to spend $1 million on advertisements. And that's okay. That's still, one way to do marketing. That's not the way you would do branding, right? Because you would classify marketing as brand marketing and then direct marketing. So direct marketing would be measurable. You have a campaign. I'm being brief with this. I'm generalizing, but in direct marketing, you have some kind of campaign and you have some kind of measurable reward. Now with brand marketing, you don't have that, but you're gradually building a brand. You cannot really measure it in monetary terms, but in other terms. Uh, but which won't be measurable. It's just the image people have of you and your overall reputation. But you can't really measure it. Let's say you had a storefront here or here. What difference would it make in terms of marketing? There is no real way to measure it unless you acquire both the stores, and so on. So, or let's say with brand marketing, you have two options for the logo and for the visual identity and for voice and things like that. And unless you acquire both those options and test them, there is no real way to measure it. So, it's very hard to measure brand marketing, but in a long time, uh, the reputation you build works more than any kind of pressure you put on people to buy something. So that's what we are doing here. And we can use both, but in a bigger picture, we are building a brand. So, people come in, you take them through the funnel, they go out, they are very satisfied, very happy with your service and products or whatever, your after sales service. And then they either return, or if they immediately don't return, because let's say you sold a car, now they are not going to return for 3 4 years, 5 years maybe, but they would recommend it. So in that way too, they are bringing people into your funnel. And so you are really turning your sales process, the sales funnel, into a sales flywheel that is self-sustainable in a long term, and it builds momentum. So, imagine now you are acquiring the same customers again. Not just that, they're referring your services and your products to new people, and you're acquiring more people from the top of the funnel. So what's happening? You're building a momentum. And this is a domino effect. So initially, it seemed like a flat line. It would be pretty much flat, but then it would rise, in a quite steep curve. In mathematics, you might call it, you should call it geometric progression. That's how it starts. It starts very slow, it's barely moving, but then it goes up. Whew, it just skyrockets. So think about this. How can you build your funnel? How can you build your value ladder? And just start applying these concepts. The way you do it is by asking 5 questions. First, know your customer. What are the demographics and psychographics? Demographics is where they live, what they do, what their age, age ranges, and things like that. The psychographics is what are their aspirations, what do they like, what drives them, what makes them wake up in the morning, things like that. You're going deep into their psychological needs and their drives. So first, know your customer. Second is start creating some free content, giving away some free services or products, or at a very low price. And so think about your free material, your free content. What is your free content? And it doesn't have to be, what you sell. Like if you are selling sandwiches, it doesn't mean you just, keep giving sandwiches for free. That's a good way to get broke. But, to be broke. But, there are other ways, the other free contents you can create. And you could put a funny video, or anything that would get that attention, like how these companies like Burger King or McDonald's would put their ads. Just make it a little bit more interesting and then push it on social media. That's one way to put your free content. If you are an educator, if you're a consultant or something like that, you would sell a free course or something like that. You just create a free, it not might be course, it not might be structured like a course, but you are just giving away random informations here and there. You frequently asked questions, things like that, and that builds your free content. Now it's time to create a freebie, which would get you their email. So think about a freebie. What could be a freebie? Now, if you have a physical business, it could be a discount coupon, discount coupon or something like that. Buy one get one free or anything like that. In exchange of their email. Then you have your core product which you want to sell. So what is your core offering? Is it a course? Is it a product? Is it a service? This is the actual thing you are selling. So if you are a smartphone manufacturer, this is your flagship model, something like that, right? And then you have a premium product. And a premium product could be a single premium product, or let's say if you have an iPhone, then you have this iPhone Pro, iPhone Plus. I don't know what they are coming up with these days, but things like that. Or it could be your core product plus something, and that could be your premium product. For some add-on product. For example, an iPhone plus AirPods, or or something like that. Where people are paying more than the core product, and they're getting more value, but they are also benefiting by taking that higher offer. So ask these 5 questions. Who are my customers? What is my free offering? What is my email opt-in freebie? What is my core product? And what is my premium product? And make a list of all these things, and then find ways to apply it. How can you get more traffic? How can you get more audience? And if you need any help, you can go to our website, www.tcv, stands for the creative voice, .agency, www.tcv.agency, and you can schedule a 60-minute free consultation where we will help you at any stage you are stuck with, and we will get the ball rolling for you. So okay, actually we won't get the ball rolling for you, but to help you get the ball rolling, because there is some self-awareness, some self-effort required. So let me know what are your thoughts on this, and I'll see you in the next video. We are close to wrapping up the course, and I hope you're having a good time and you're learning a lot, because there is a lot we have covered, from starting from how to create a vision to creating finding your purpose, creating a business model, understanding business finances, and creating a network, internal network, external network, utilizing the mastermind principle. And today we discussed about conversion funnels and sales funnels and in relationship to value ladders and ultimately gaining loyalty and building a sales flywheel. So there is a lot being delivered here. It is intentionally in a conversational sense, in a conversational style, than akin to a lecture. And I hope some of you would really appreciate it. And if some of you, like more of a conventional way of sharing things, you can download the workbook. All of this is given in the workbook, more in a textbook-like manner. So I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and a wonderful life. See ya.